Hey, hi everyone. This is Naina here. It took a lot of time for me to make the second video. Actually, I had a lot of requests from the students in regards to explaining certain basic topics. So we would be going ahead with that itself. So I am referring this book. Okay, so this is Food Science, the seventh edition by Sri Lakshmi. When I was studying, I think we had used the fourth or the fifth edition. I don't remember, but then it was the same book what we had learned from. Okay, so the first chapter is Introduction of Food Science. So when we learn food science, we actually need to understand the terminology. Okay, so when you understand the terminology, it gets very easier in further lessons or further in life to understand what the person is addressing to. Okay, so as we start off, so when you're looking at when you're going through my video, it would be very easy if you actually sit down with this book and learn with me. So I'm going to break down the first chapter in a lot of videos. And meanwhile, you can actually ask me questions also in the comment section. Okay, so we'll start off with the definition of food. So basically, what is food? So food is defined as solid or liquid which when swallowed or digested and assimilated nourishes the body. So anything which provides you nourishment or nutrients is basically food. Okay, so it's not necessary that you need to chew it, you can even drink on it. So everything which includes food, vegetables, cereals, pulses, fruit juices, etc. is basically food. Okay, now the next thing comes as food science. Okay, what we are learning is food science. So food is the mixture of many different chemical components. So as you understand, chemistry and food science actually work hand in hand. Okay, so there's a lot of science which is involved in food, making food, which you might have gone through culinary science as well, food science and nutrition as well. All of this is nothing but the science behind it. Okay, so we need to understand. So over here, it's mentioned properly that food is a mixture of many different chemical components. The study of food science involves the understanding of the changes that occur in these components during food preparations, whether natural or induced by handling procedures. Okay, so food science is the science behind either the processing, either the pasteurizing, either the way it is kept, uh, why it is perishable, why it is non-perishable. Everything around it is basically the food science. Many physical and chemical reactions occur during food preparations, like what I just told you. Like for example, when you are cooking a vegetable, it oozes out water. This is also a chemical reaction. Okay, these reactions may be a result of interactions between components like heat waves entering into a food, which will make that vegetable to ooze out water. Many of the times, adding basic salt also causes the reaction, that is NaCl. Okay, causes the reaction in food which makes the food ooze out water. Okay, after this, these reactions may result in interaction between components with the medium of cooking, like how I told you, and the environmental conditions like heat, cold, light, air, etc., which is subjected while cooking. So, like for example, ice cream is subjected to cold environment because it's supposed to be cold, and on the other hand, soup is subjected to heat because it's supposed to be cooked. So these are the different ways of food preparation. And also during all of this, we'll also be studying about food preservation. So whether you cook the food and preserve the food before cooking, both the things are counted in food preservation. The next is food additive. Okay, the food additive is defined as the non-nutritive substance added intentionally to food, generally in small quantities, to improve the appearance, flavor, and texture or storage capacity. So you might have seen the tetra boxes of milk, which generally has vitamins or minerals fortified into it. So what is fortification? Is nothing but a food additive. You add onto it to enhance its appearance. It's just like makeup. It might be a very bad example, but then yes, makeup is actually used to enhance your physical appearance. So makeup is basically a additive. Okay, so at anything which improves the appearance, flavor or texture. So salt can be an additive also in food, sugar can be an additive also in food, ghee can be an additive in majority of the food. So like that. Fermented food. So, what are fermented food? Basically, fermentation is carried around by subjecting food to a to a certain type of bacteria. Okay, so as per definition, fermented food is produced by the action of bacteria or molds, which acts on carbohydrates and protein present in food. So every food has a certain amount of carbs, protein, fat, and fiber. So these bacteria emphasize on these carbohydrates and make them hydrolyze. Okay, so release an oxygen molecule basically, and make them into a simpler products, uh, making it pre-digested food. Okay, like what we do for idli or dosa, we need to ferment it in order to prepare that recipe. So fermentation is nothing but releasing the oxygen molecule. You must have seen when we make the batter and store it overnight in order to ferment, the oxygen of the food increases. That is how it rises basically. So that's how it happens. Food technology. Food technology is an application of principle of science in order to prepare a food option. It can be biscuits, it can be a bottle of coke, it can be how to freeze a particular food option, how to pasteurize milk, how to um, anything. That everything is nothing but food technology. Okay, food fortification, which I just explained in food additives, it is just incorporating vitamins and minerals, okay, in a certain amount of food in order to enhance its nutritive value. So, by definition, it is defined as a process whereby nutrients are added into food in relatively smaller quantities to maintain or improve the quality of diet in a group. So, like vitamin D is fortified into milk, okay, because of course calcium is better absorbed in the presence of vitamin D, so it goes like that. Okay, the last one is food chemistry. So as chemistry is involved in food science, that's food chemistry. Non nutrients of food. Okay, non nutrients of food can be just taken through it as the organic compounds having no nutritional function. Okay, these are basically toxins. Okay, functional food is something which is very important, so you need to understand it well. So functional food provides health benefits beyond the nutrient contribution when they are eaten on regular basis in adequate amounts. So nowadays you hear a lot about functional food. So what is exactly functional food is that it provides one function, one beneficial function in your body. Okay, but then it's not a tablet. You need to understand functional food is not a tablet that you will eat and you will gain out of it, uh, gain the benefits out of it. So you need to understand that function food needs to be taken in the longer run to see good amount of results. Okay, functional food has positive effects on person's health and physical performance or state of mind. Okay, so here I'll actually ask all of you that you can message me in the comment section. What do you think are functional food? It can be any seed, it can be anything what you think can perform one function in your body. Okay, and antioxidant. Antioxidant is also a very famous word to be used. Okay, so antioxidants include the compounds that protect biological system against the potentially harmful effects of processes or reaction that can cause excessive oxidation. Okay, so antioxidants are basically uh, what green tea has. Okay, it basically helps you to remove the harmful cleanse your system, basically remove the unwanted toxins from your body. That is nothing but antioxidants. Okay, so here are all my definitions from the chapter 1 of Introduction of Food Science. Okay, I have finished the definition part, and in the next section I would be talking about functions of food, okay, food groups and the food pyramid. So once you understand this section, it gets very easy for you to understand different food properties or different functions of food group, that is carbohydrate, protein, fat and fiber. Okay, so first we need to understand this. Once you're clear with this, we can go ahead. Okay, so going forward, I'll be ending my video here, and since I understand that 10 minutes is the maximum a person can take for a lecture, especially on YouTube. So I would be making shorter videos so that you can understand it very easily. Okay, if at all you don't understand, just let me know about it so that I can remake the video, or we can personally talk on one-on-one as well. I'm using a very simple basic book, and I have my personal notes also from which I can explain it to you, so that's no problem. But the point is for you to understand better, so that you can in future you can plan up a diet better, or maybe uh, take up a better subject to do your masters. So this is basically the basics for which you can go ahead with. Okay, so I'm signing out, and if at all you have any doubts, do let me know about it. So I'll be making regular videos because we are quarantined. So I think this would be the right time for you to brush up your knowledge on food science. Take care and do like, subscribe. Bye bye.